Good morning, guys, and welcome back to those that are following us on this patina paint job, rattle can job. This is day 2. Yesterday's video, part 1, if you guys saw that, it's just pretty much a bunch of sanding, and I kind of gave an idea, kind of a vision, kind of explained to you guys what I'm thinking about doing to this truck. If you guys don't know or didn't watch the first video, this is not my personal truck. This is my friend's truck, and he has asked me to help him paint it, and kind of threw some ideas at him. We ended up agreeing on replicating a stripe kit, but it will not be in vinyl. These trucks used to sell you a vinyl trim type of decal that came across here, and then it went over the hood. Not really a big fan of that one. I really like the 73 to 80 style. This truck here is an 87, so this truck does not have the trim that the 73 to 80s have. And I'll see if I can find a picture on the internet of how the trim kit goes on those. And by the trim kit, I'm talking about the stripe kit. You know, yeah, I'm not gonna edit everything I say. I'm just going off the fly. I don't sit here and think about what I'm gonna say. I'm talking to you guys as if you guys are here with me now. But I'm gonna try to do a 73 to 80 style stripe kit, but on this 87. Instead of going up and over the hood like most of these trucks do, I'm gonna try to stay inside of these stripes, and then it'll be in here. So kind of a mixture of a 73 to 80 on a 71, 87 body style. Now, I've never seen it done, and I think that's going to be the cool part of it. Is this is just on top of my head what I think would look nice. I haven't seen it done. I don't know if it'll even look good, but in my head it'll look good. So I'll turn you guys around real quick, and I'll show you where we're at and what we're doing today. So this is where we left off yesterday. I'm only maybe about an hour in, but all I've been doing is just hosing this thing down, taking all the dust off. But it's still, it's still got a little bit of dust on here. But one thing I forgot was we never sanded down the tailgate, because the tailgate was down. So I got the tailgate getting ready, and we need to sand this down. I took the aluminum piece that was here, took that off. This is a Chevy tailgate. This is a GMC truck, so we're gonna be using this tailgate for now, but I really think that he's gonna be getting a GMC. I know he's been looking around for one. I don't think he's found one yet, but as of now, we're just gonna sand this one down and get this also ready for paint, wipe down the whole truck. And if there's one thing that I hate more than sanding, is we're gonna have to start taping up. And the good thing about once you start taping up, your brain kind of starts telling you, oh man, we're taped up, we're gonna start painting. So enough talking. My buddy just showed up. He's gonna drop off some paper so we could tape this up. He's all happy. He knows we're gonna start painting soon. What's up, brother? What you got? Paper?
Paper.
Oh yeah. Oh heck yeah. Oh, we're doing professional stuff now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh man, I'm gonna have to start charging now because I'm doing professional work. No more newspapers. I was saying right here that we never did the tailgate because the tailgate was down.
Yeah, we forgot about that one.
So I took your piece off. It's inside the truck, and we are gonna use this tailgate, right? For now.
For now, yeah.
For now, yeah. So we're gonna paint it white, Uncle Sam. Okay. All right, all right. And as far as the stripes, are you gonna want the stripes to go across the tailgate too, or just end at the?
Right there.
So the back would just be white.
Right.
One thing that I was thinking is,
Make the lines.
I would probably do a pinstriping with these colors.
Oh yeah.
To bring these colors back here without having to paint nothing. You know how they did the pinstriping on your hood?
Yeah.
Have the same shades of the orange in that design, like something, or you know, whatever we end up calling the truck. You could put the name of the truck right here, something with those colors right here, without having to paint the tailgate, to kind of bring those colors, bring these colors back here. But so let me chop it up real quick, guys, and I'll be right back with you guys. All right, so my homie's leaving, gotta go back to work real quick. He just came by to drop this little guy off. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but this is pretty cool. I've never had one of these, and I've done countless paint jobs, but it's all just been with you know, newspaper and some tape. But hey, he said he had one of these lying around. He said, "You want me to take it to you?" Hey, I don't know exactly what it is, but bring it. We got it adjusted, and just pull it out, rip it, and it comes out with tape already on it. Who knew? Not me. I never had one of those. Definitely cool for sure. But enough of that. Let me try to continue sanding, and we need to sand that, and I'll start taping up, and I'll probably bring you back after I got some tape up here. You guys already saw way too much sanding, and sanding videos, they suck, but painting videos are good. So I'll bring you guys back once we're ready to put down some white paint on this. Hang tight, guys. Well, many hours later, we are taped up, and we are finally ready to paint it white. I even lost my voice. I was sanding yesterday, but we're gonna paint this thing white, and the weather's not as good as I hoped, but it is warm, so it should help the paint dry, because we're only going to use the white only as a base, but I do want it to dry as soon as possible, so we can start laying out the oranges because there's more than one orange. There's going to be stripes, and each one has to dry, and then tape up a different section, let it dry, tape it up. So it is going to be a process, but I think the end result is going to be very, very good. Definitely different. If it even comes out close to how I see it in my head, it should be pretty dope. So I need to cover one more wheel, pretty much just a bag. I'll take you guys back to this thing. Give you guys a little. And shout out to Gilbert, man. That thing right there definitely made things a lot quicker. I mean, I still didn't really know how to use it that much, but and sometimes it would get a little bit windy, and then this paper would flop around, and you know, kind of like how it is right now, the tape would be on the wrong side. But when it was working good, that thing was working good, and we're flying. So I think if those things are not very much, I probably will buy me one of those. Those things are pretty cool. I mean, I do paint a lot. No show quality paints. I mean, I'm definitely not gonna say that I'm not gonna get a job at a paint shop anytime soon, but we have been making some pretty cool cars back here, so I'm definitely not gonna hold myself down, and this is gonna be proof of that. So let's paint this thing white, put some music, throw a couple coats of white on here. I'm gonna paint the front first just to kind of turn it white, and then we'll do the whole truck in white after that. I think I showed you guys already the paints that we got. Excuse me, Gilbert had brought some, and I also have some inside my little storage unit. And there's a turbo can around here somewhere. These are pretty cool. I like to show you guys right now how cool these things really are, man. The fan on this thing it's really, really, really big. It's like a 10-inch fan. Spray fan is what I'm referring to. 10 to 12 inches depending on how far you are from the truck. But I mean, this thing throws massive paint. I don't think I'd recommend painting a whole truck with turbo cans unless you've had experience with them, because if you are too close, you are going to get some serious runs, because that thing really puts down a lot of paint in one spot, in one shot, in one spot. Oh, now that I'm looking at this, I need to cover that bumper. So let me cover that bumper, put you guys on a stand, put some music, and let's make a white truck. Check the fan on this thing. Turbo cans. They're cool because they cover a lot. They don't spray all that great. But just to throw one pass of white, just to kind of get the whole white thing going. This is perfect for a base, but I don't think I'd paint the whole thing with this. But definitely good for. This is almost done. This is only half a can, so you probably fly through these just as much. So let me finish this one up, and then we'll see what it looks like. that is one full can in its entirety. I didn't want to pause the video. Some people want to know, well, how much can you actually paint with one can? I guess we'll see right now. Let me we'll turn down that music, because then somebody on the YouTube land is gonna complain. So be right back. Okay. So, like I mentioned, I'm not gonna paint the whole trickle turbo cans. I think if I was ever going to, it would have to be like a flat black. I think flat black would be fine. I don't think I would do a gloss, because the spray pattern is not very consistent as the can starts to run out pretty fast. It does start to kind of spatter, but I mean, it does settle in. It looks like a bunch of splatter as you're painting, but it'll start to settle in and flatten out, and eventually it will look nice. I think if you wanted to, it's possible for sure. Me personally, I don't think I would, but you see, with one can, it's good enough for, I guess, a base or just to throw some paint down. But that's what we got so far, and let's start shaking these little cans up, and those are going to be our paints. Looks like it got a little warmer right now, so it's a good thing. So we'll get some paints going. Okay, so we'll switch to the small cans. We're kind of shaking this for a little bit, but I'll show you the difference between the turbo cans and your basic cans. I mean, I would have preferred the different can than the classic spray nozzle. The other one that clicks, that turns, it gives you a little fan. That's probably the best one, but this is what they brought me. This is what I'm going to use. This is just your basic white enamel. And you can see right away it's got a lot more control. The other one is just throwing paint like crazy. And I think a lot of the problems that people have when they try to paint with spray cans on big surfaces is they try to cover everything in one shot. I mean, just take your time. Don't try to get full coverage. You can, but you have to know what you're doing, and it takes a lot of practice. If you put too much paint at one time, you start getting runs. Just tell yourself that you can. Don't do it. Build it up in coats, let it dry, let it tack up, and then your next layer of paint will stick to that one. By the second coat, you should start seeing your full color. But don't try to just sit here and blast all, what I mean? Everybody wants to, and I think that's where people make the mistake. Don't do that. Just build it up. Build up your colors. You got time. If you ain't got time, then don't paint that day. Choose a day where you can take your time and do it right. The weather has to be decent too. Too cold, it takes too long to dry. Too hot, dries too fast. So, pick your poison. Take your time. Take your time, and you get the best results. So, I don't want to get too much paint on my new camera. Now my wife bought me a new phone. It's what I'm using, but it's blowing this direction. So, I'm gonna put you a little bit further back. Put some music. Let's turn this thing white. I know what you're thinking. What the heck's up with the orange? Well, before I get too far along, let me get you guys inside my brain real quick. Let me turn you guys around. Okay, so I'm gonna speak to myself out loud and just record, because I need to tell myself exactly what I'm doing here so we can make it work. Let me clear my throat. Okay, so the truck used to be orange. That's the original color of the truck. The truck used to be orange. It used to be a city truck. Now, my friend, Mr. Second Chance himself, changed the front end to this blue front end because it was nicer than the one that was on the truck originally. That's why it was blue. It had a better fenders. It had the stripe kit. I mean, it was more of a fully loaded truck. So that's why the front end got onto this one. This truck used to have everything like this. So that's why this front end was on there. And that's why now we're trying to make it look like this truck used to be orange, including the front. The whole truck used to be orange at one time. And then somebody along the line painted the truck white and added the graphics to it. And now, years after, now in 2025, where we're at right now, that paint is fading away. And some of the original paint, the orange, is shining through in a patina style. So I'm trying to do all that in my head and kind of work my way backwards on how the truck would have looked like in the beginning to how somebody painted it sometime after that, to how the truck would look now if all this was real. So it's pretty much an artist with a canvas. Some people draw on canvases, other people do it on cars. So I'm doing it in my head how I think. Is it gonna work? I think it will, but this is just a process. So I'm gonna be adding orange on top of this white and then repainting it white on top of that. So when I start to sand it down lightly, as the sun would have been burning this paint to slowly start revealing the orange under it, that I'm going to be portraying as that orange, not the blue, because if I was to do it now, if I was to sand, blue would come out of there, and that's not what we want. We want it to turn orange. Under there needs to be orange, but there's no need on painting the whole truck orange because I already know where I'm going to sand it. I'm going to sand it here where your elbow will go. I'm going to sand it here where the wear and tear and the oil from your fingers eats away at the paint. A little bit right here where the mechanics lean over to work on the motor. A little bit here where the headers usually burn the paint. A little bit here. And then here, here, a little bit down there. And some right here where the gas burns the paint. And some right here. And then some right here. I know it might not make sense to most of you guys, but if you're into wild and crazy ideas, then you might want to keep watching, because we're already in, so now we got to do it all the way. I don't know if we're going to be able to actually lay out the stripes, but we are going to put all the orange on and paint it white, and that needs to dry. It needs to dry all the way, cured. You know, it might need to just leave it all overnight, but this needs to cure before you start doing anything, because when you start sanding and it's not fully dry, it kind of cakes up the sandpaper and stuff. So just trust me, trust the process. Let's keep going. The one that we're using is a Rust-Oleum paint. It's called Real Orange. That's the closest that we were able to find to the city type color orange that they use on your city trucks. So that's what we're going with. Let's keep on.
Back to back.
Now, I know it looks weird at the moment, but it's gotta rain for a rainbow to come out, so it's gotta look ugly first. But if it comes out the way I see it in my head, it's gonna be nice. And if anybody ever wants to paint an orange truck with spray cans, this color is pretty nice. I keep forgetting to do that bumper. Let me take that bumper up real quick before it keeps spraying. And then I gotta clean all that stuff off the bumper. Alright, let's move to the front. Now, I do these videos for you guys so you guys can watch, but I also make these videos for myself so then I can watch back where I put the undercoating colors, where are they at. So if I was to sand right here, I would eventually make it to this orange. If I sand right here, I would make it to the blue, which I don't want. So when I go to sand, I could go back to, I got tape all over me. I'll go back to these videos and see where it is that I put this orange, so I know where to sand. And I'm only gonna sand just enough to where I could find that color. So it'll be in a patina style. I mean, you're gonna hear me say that word a lot, patina. I know it's not real patina. I know it's not, I get it. There's a lot of patina guys out there that, oh, that's not patina, that's spray paint. Yes, I know. I love real patina, but sometimes, you know, I don't have another 40 years for my car to turn real patina. I need to make it myself. So I base what I do off of real patina aged vehicles and the form that the colors, how the colors turn, where they fade from, why do they fade from there. You know, like I mentioned, usually fades on the hood because of the heat from the headers. You know, where the cars usually get rubbed on, the ones that actually been worked, not the show ones, not the ones that are in the garage, the ones that sit outside and get baked on. Those are the ones that I base these type of paint jobs on. So enough of that, more of this. Sorry, I don't have anybody recording me today, so I apologize if I come in and out of the shots. But we'll make it work. We'll get through it. Not that hard. Not that hard at all. I think the hardest part is actually coming up with the concept. You know, I think that's the hard part. If you know what you want it to look like, then find out how to make it look that way. I watch a lot of different people's videos, and I've tried different techniques. I have a few of my own. You know, I like the positive comments that I do get out there from people. You know, I watch your videos and they encourage me to paint my car. You know, we're not making show quality vehicles here, but we are making some pretty cool ones that you pull up somewhere, you will get that one or two people that will tell you, man, that car looks nice. You tell them, oh, it's all spray cans. You could tell the expression on their face if you did it right or not. If they look at it 2 times, do that double take, be like, oh, there ain't no way. That means you nailed it. So I'm gonna finish up with this, kind of go around a little bit, and then I'll record a walk around, and then we'll turn it back to white. These are the colors that we're gonna go with, and this is the order that they're gonna be in, lightest to darkest, and our whites. So let's check it out. This is just the base. Don't flip out. I know it looks like an orange cow, but let's walk around this thing, and maybe I can kind of explain myself. I am going to stand right here to get some of that because the sun beams on the roof, usually right here if it's under a shade. I'm going to stand right here to reveal some of that. The wheel wells, the gas tank, your elbow. Rust usually develops down there, so I'm actually going to throw some brown. This truck actually doesn't have any rust, which is a really good thing, but we're gonna make it look like it has some. Just kind of trick that eye just a little bit, just enough where people, they can't tell the truck used to be orange, used to be white, used to be, what in the world's going on? But that is what we're going for. So I'm gonna do a small walk around for myself and for you guys, and we'll start laying down some more white, and we should have a white truck here in about maybe an hour or so. It cooled down a lot and it's a little windy, but I think we can still make it work. So set you about right here. Start laying down some white. Okay, so this Ace is not the greatest. It doesn't really cover too much, but like I said, this is what they brought me. This is what I'm using. Eventually, I mean, it does cover, but hi, mama. So what I'm doing here is just I'm covering all the orange first and all the sanded down parts. Just a couple coats of white, and then painting the whole thing white, because your brain will want you to keep putting more paint to cover that orange, and you'll eventually start dripping. So I mean, I'm speaking from experience. Like, when I do this, I'm not just gonna paint across this, because you'll have to put more paint on this, obviously, to change that to white. So I'll mist over this a few times to where it looks similar to this, and then I'll paint across the whole thing. But haven't even came across this yet, but this is kind of what I'm talking about. Mist over that, and then paint everything together. If you try to just paint white over that, it won't work. It won't work. It won't look good. And we did leave the lines here because we are going to put these graphics back on, and I'm going to actually use those as a guide because I want them to look as factory as possible. So I'm going to actually use those to put mine right on top of those. It's really, I mean, we sanded it down. They're just paper vinyl, but we sanded them down right before they disappeared all the way, just so I could get that little bit of shadow that you can see. And then obviously the back didn't have it, so we'll go from here up across the door, and then I'll line it up here and go across to the back. And now that it's actually painted, big dent right there. Didn't even know that. And I think the lines that were I'm gonna keep calling them graphics, but they're painted lines that we're gonna put across this, or stripes. That's a better word. Painted stripes, and should hide that. So I'm just gonna keep painting my life away, and then I'll keep cutting you guys back if there's something things you guys should know or see. But as of now, I'm just gonna keep running through these paint cans. I have a feeling I'm gonna need more because they're not covering very well. I'm more of a Rust-Oleum guy. We might need to go get some Rust-Oleums, but we'll just keep using these till we run out. Well, we're officially out of paint, and we only went around the truck halfway. This paint is not very good. It doesn't, well, I mean, it's good. It just doesn't cover very well. But I mean, we have plenty of coverage on this side. I went around just about halfway, exactly halfway. That backside's done, but the top is not. Gilbert called me up. He said that he just got out of work. If I needed anything, I said, yep. I need white paint. We are out, and we're only halfway. So, I mean, the weather is not helping at all. It's a lot colder than I would like to be painting. The paint takes a little bit longer to dry, so it's prone for drips. I did see some somewhere. Oh, here's some. There's two right here. And I saw somewhere else. I saw somewhere else. Right here. And right here. So, I mean, that's the weather. But we are going to be sanding this down, like I mentioned. And maybe if I sand those down, it might look nice enough just to leave it like that. If not, sand it down, throw some paint on there, and keep it moving. Well, that's it. That's it for today, at least. We got a white truck now. I think we finally came up with our final idea on the color scheme. And this is what we went with. These right here. To give you an idea, I guess you could call it a sneak peek. Let's see if we bring this over here. Let's see if I can have Gilbert. Can you come hold this real quick? Kind of mock it up right there just so I can see. Now, if you can imagine these colors going across here. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. And then across the hood. We got something a little bit different with the hood. So we got an idea. If you want to know what we're gonna do, you gotta keep watching. You gotta keep watching, gotta stay tuned. Hit the notification button, give us a like, give us a follow, and we'll continue with this. This is part 2. Stay tuned for part 3, and we're gonna keep moving forward.
Peace.
Peace out. Follow Gilbert at Second Chance C10 on Instagram. What else you got?
The white apple
The White Apple
on Instagram.
Instagram.
And then TikTok is La Manzana Blanca.
La Manzana Blanca on TikTok.
And then what else? YouTube.
On YouTube.
The Second Chance Trucks.
Second Chance Trucks on YouTube. So that's it for now, guys. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.